Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe, Star Wars: Force of Evil, New Powerpuff Girls, and Samurai Jack, among others. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
Today, Delaney and I will be giving our top 10 Star vs. the Force of Evil episode lists.
Long awaited, I'm sure.
Long awaited, yeah. I'm sure you will be on the edge of your seats to hear what is our number one. But this is something we've talked about as season 2 went on. It's like, what's a top 10 episode of the show? Like, and I think it's really interesting because season 2 is so strong. So it's a lot of changes to these lists potentially. We're still talking about Star potentially every week here, like post season 2. Check out all of our podcasts at overlyanimated.com. You can subscribe to us at overlyanimated.com/iTunes. There's a Star specific iTunes feed on our website. You can subscribe to that. I definitely check out our last podcast on Star, which was season 3 predictions, and also we went over new information from the new Star book. I think that one went really well. So check that one out. But yeah, we're going to be getting into our top 10 Star episodes here. So Delaney, here's how I thought we'd do this. I thought we'd each give ones that potentially just missed the cut. Then we'll each give our like 10 to 6, and then like 5 and 4. And so like I think the distinctions are like top 10, top 5, top 3. So like rather than go 10, 10, 9, 9, we can go like each of our top 10 but not top 5 episodes, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just gonna go get my I need to look at the list to figure out what my honorable mentions were. I didn't write those down.
Yeah, I mean, I can give mine first, and you can think of any too if you want. That'll kind of spoil what's on and not on the top 10, I think, though.
True.
But yeah, so I think Delaney and I reserve the right to change our lists as we go because
it happens all the time.
Yeah, because we will spend much more time talking about it than we did making these lists. So, yeah. So let's, I think something interesting to track is like how many season 1 episodes are on these lists, because, season 2 is longer. So that's one thing. But also, it's season 2 we thought was much stronger. So it's going to be interesting to see what stays from season 1. Okay. So let me give my, quote unquote honorable mentions. I think there's a pretty clear cutoff for me after 10. So I don't think I'm not like dying to put any of these in my top 10. I just think, these are ones that would be in my 11 to 20, but I'm pretty confident with my top 10. So I've got Math Magic, Spider with a Top Hat, Sleepover, Goblin Dogs, Camping Trip, Storm the Castle, the season 1 finale, St. Oglo's Reform School, the other season 1 30-minute episode, and that's it. Yeah, so season 1 finale will not make my top 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine didn't make mine either.
Yeah.
I also had several of your honorable mentions, though. 2 of them are actually in my top 10.
Okay. We can get to those while it's on your list. But what else is on your any just missed for you?
Just missed would be Math Magic. Oh, you said another one. Math Magic.
Spider with the Top Hat.
Spider with the Top Hat. Mr. Candle Cares, which I know you're gonna like. You just had a stroke because I said that.
That is a spoiler. That is in my top 10. Yes.
Everyone knows. No one is surprised.
Yeah.
I'd also like to have. I think I'd have. And Sleepover. I actually also would have Muberty in my honorable mentions.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I think that's probably it. Oh, usually we'll get talking and I'll be like, oh, this one, because that's how we are.
Yeah, maybe each of us will mention one and be like, oh yeah, that should be, in there. So we'll
maybe Hungry Larry. Granted, that episode was like terrifying, so I don't know.
That would definitely not be in my top half of Star episodes, but it is interesting for sure.
It's one of the weirder ones.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So let's do this. So Delaney, take me through your 10 to 6, starting from 10, moving up to 6. And you don't have to so you like say 10 and then talk about it for a little bit, why you like it. And then I'll comment and then we'll move to your 9 and stuff like that.
Okay. So I guess number 10, which is in Dylan's honorable mentions, Goblin Dogs.
Yes.
I love that episode.
This is expected. I expected this in your top 10. Yes.
Like I talk about Goblin Dogs all the time. I love this episode. It was just so fun. And it's another really good like demonstration of how well Marco can carry an episode. And it's just like a great episode. Like, it's so funny and stupid. And they just also, like, I would do this. I would stand in line for hours to try and get this like mythical food. And like, this is also the beginning of the weird Marco has $600 all the time. So it was just great. I just thought it was a fun. This is where we get introduced to, oh my god, Tad and
Kelly.
Why'd
you remember Tad but not Kelly? Come on.
Tad is easier to remember. It's weirder enough. Like, it's weird enough that I'll remember it, but I just can't remember Kelly ever. Like, I can picture her in my head. And
I guess it's weird
that
the weird Bush lady has a normal name.
Right? Yeah. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I just really like Goblin Dogs.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, I think Goblin Dogs is very notable and very good. I think there's probably 10 stronger, but I think that's a solid choice for 10. Okay, what's your 9?
This was also in your honorable mention, St. Olga's Reform School for Wayward Princesses.
Yeah.
I do think this was, it was a season 1 episode, but I do think that was probably I think for me that is the standout season 1 episode. And kind of having these revisited, like these episodes where you revisit that episode in season 2, because we had 2 of those episodes, it really it's just that episode was so good. And it was just kind of calling back to that really maybe kind of it sounds dumb to say nostalgic for this episode that hadn't been out like that long, but I just really I really enjoyed that episode. It's a very fun episode, and the whole Marco being a princess is just great. All of that's good.
Yeah.
And there's all that build up in season 1 to St. O's, and then we had the episode, and it's just good stuff. It's just one of the really fun, interesting aspects of the Star mythology, and it's just fun. And it was a really good episode.
Definitely not the top season 1 episode. We'll get to, but I think that's a strong one. Definitely one of the 3 best of season 1. Yeah, it'd be in my 11 to 20. So I'd also like to also asterisk for all the season 1 episodes. I need to rewatch season 1. So
that's fair.
Not 100% sure. All right, what's your 8?
Friend Enemies.
Okay.
Which is the Tom and Marco episode.
Okay, you just made the Tomco fans very happy. I did not consider this one for contention, so explain to me why you liked it.
Well, it's gay, one, obviously.
Yeah.
Also, I was going through, looking at the episodes, and granted, this is also based on, like Dylan said, I won't need to rewatch, a lot of these episodes, but going through the list and, looking at titles and some of, the really weird Wikipedia, summaries they have for these episodes, I just remember really enjoying that episode. It's a more interesting episode, and I'm not granted these are mine and Dylan's faves, and I do try to have my faves aren't necessarily the best episodes of the show, and I try to have a balance of I really like this episode, I know this is a really good episode, and I love this episode, and I know no one else likes it. It's my fave, that kind of. I'm trying to have balance there.
No. People like this episode. Don't worry about that. Yeah.
I just really enjoyed this episode. It was just a lot of fun, and I just want to see more of it. It was just a good episode, and it was different.
Yeah. Okay. You convinced me. You can add Friend Enemies to my honorable mentions. Yeah.
Yay!
I didn't even think of it, to be honest, but there's a few notable sequences in that episode for sure. Okay. What was that? 7, 8, 8.
8. That was 8.
Okay, what's 7?
Into the Wand.
Yes, good.
No one's shocked.
Yeah.
I love that episode. When we covered that episode, I was just completely in love with it. Everything about that episode. It was one of the really big mythology dump episodes for Star. I think it might have been the real beginning of there being there's mythology, we're getting somewhere, and all the portraits. And the episode was silly, but the beginning, the framing for the episode was kind of ridiculous. But then, I don't know, it just got really, there was a turning point in the episode, you're this got dark fast. And it was just really good. And it was just one of those, turning point, pivotal episodes that I really enjoyed. And there's just so much, I love those, big gasp plot point reveals. So those that's very evident in my top 10 list. I love those kinds of episodes. That's because those are the things that I remember, and that's what I take away. And sometimes it's hard for me to balance out total episodes that are good in their entirety versus episodes that have giant bombshells in them.
Yeah. I second everything you're saying. We'll see where it lands on my list. What is your 6?
I feel like this is higher on your list, but I have Bon Bon the Birthday Clown.
Okay, why only 6?
Okay, so 1, it's because of all the episodes that are above it, and then the next episode I'm gonna say you're gonna be oh my god, really? But that really is like, I really like Bon Bon the Birthday Clown, and it was honestly for a while, it was for me like the kind of benchmark for a really great Star episode. But then there's just like, we get to the tail end of season 2, and it's like, how do you pick? Like, some of them are just amazing. The last 3 episodes are incredible, and it's just, dealing with that. So that's honestly why Bon Bon the Birthday Clown isn't like higher, because there's just so many other episodes, and it's really not Bon Bon the Birthday Clown's fault. Honestly, for me, after my top 3, the order doesn't matter at that much to me anyway. Like, I have this list, but it's more of like, these could be moved around.
Okay. Yeah. I will defend Bon Bon's honor as a higher placement. But yeah, 6 is not a bad spot for it.
It's in the top 10. I
think the most notable thing right now is that I have not heard over 5 episodes on your list. So I know something will be left out that I will be enraged at. We'll see what specifically it is. That's the suspense, I feel like, on Delaney's list. But yeah, there's the only thing that you had that I don't have on my list was Friend Enemies, and I have added that too. Or they're the 2 that were on my honorable mention. So I've added that to my honorable mention. So let's get into my 10 to 6. So I think my cutoff for top 10 is clear. So like 11 is very different from 10. I also think my cutoff from 5 to 6 is clear. I'm confident in my top 5, and I'm also confident in my top 3. So I think, but I don't think there's a clear number 1 episode of this show though. So like, I think the top 3 are clear, the top 5 are clear, the top 10 are clear, but I don't know what's number 1. Any of my top 3 could be number 1.
Yeah, so that's how I feel about my top 3. Like, the top 3 are like, I love all of them.
Yeah, well, our top 3 are not the same, so that's interesting. So let me go. Number 10, I have a feeling this is in your top 5, I guess, or you didn't, I don't know. My 10 is Just Friends. It is,
it is in my list, Dylan.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Just Friends, I'm
so shocked it's lower. Like,
you'll see the episodes that are above it. I've mentioned every episode above Just Friends several times on this list.
No, I know what your number 1 or 2 is. Like, not like shocked. Like, I know.
I mean, look, this is what I'm saying. 10 is different from 11. I think Just 10 is clearly a top 10 episode. Just Friends has 2 sequences that I think are absolutely incredible. I've talked about it. It's the Star and Marco lip sync sequences. The first 30 seconds with the toothbrushing of the lip syncing to the Just Friends song is still one of my favorite storyboarded sequences ever. And I love it so much. I've seen it probably like genuinely over 20 times, but it's really great. The concert sequence with Star and Marco is incredible. The end of this episode's incredible. Really love Just Friends. I think why it's only 10 and not higher is the middle of the episode. I think the first 30 seconds and the whole ending are incredible, but there's a solid section in the middle, which is like good, but it's not like top 10 material. So overall, I'd say I put it at 10.
I'm much more reactive. Like, I'm like, oh my god. So then it's like immediately like skyrocketed.
I think that's fair. I think that's valid too. This is my attempt.
The fandom.
Yeah, you're the fandom here. Yeah, I mean, you had the Tomko episode, so you do represent. This is my genuine attempt to rank the 10 best. Like, obviously my preferences play a part, but I am trying to look at it objectively a little bit. I don't know. But, it's hard though. It's
really hard, I feel like, with this show, especially because we ship Starco so much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that will be reflected.
It's like, this is hard.
This will be reflected in the list, for sure.
It's like when we did Avatar top 10, and like I had the Katango in the top 10, and it's like, that's just 1,000% because I ship Katang so much.
Oh, yeah. I always argued Headband was like a top 20 episode of Avatar.
Obviously.
Obviously. and Cave of Two Lovers, and people were like, what are you talking about?
No, a Cave of Two Lovers, though, has like the song in it. So like, I don't like.
Yeah, no, it's great. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay. Number 9 for me is Into the Wand, mentioned by Delaney. The difference between 6 to 10, these could be in somewhat of any order. Into the Wand's great. Again, much like Just Friends, I think there's the ending of Into the Wand is incredible. The portrait sequence and then the toffee reveal are absolutely incredible. The rest of Into the Wand is good, but not great, is what I would say.
Yeah. I agree.
So it's like, if you judge highs, like really, to a significant extent, then this could be higher. I do though. Like, I think this is a high placement for Into the Wand, but, that one sequence, I think Into the Wand has a top 5 sequence for the show. But overall, the episode I'd put as number 9. My number 8 is Star Crushed.
How is this so low?
Season 2 finale.
Dylan's gonna figure out my top 3 before we even get there.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you haven't mentioned either of the either of the season 2
I don't know.
finale episodes.
I feel like my number one is very clear from like all the podcasts we've had. So like,
yeah, we'll see. Star Crushed is really great. I mean, it's number 8. I think that there are again recurring thing. At its best, Star Crushed is incredible. The ending, the beginning, and then there's some Oscar stuff in the middle.
Oscar.
You know, like, I don't think it's crazy talk to put this as just number 8. Like, the end is devastating. I think it's like really good, but I didn't feel like, wow, this is the best the show's ever been watching this episode.
That's fair.
I guess, you know, it is hard to separate the finale episodes though, and it's the most recent thing. So, you know, we'll see. My number 7 is Raid the Cave.
I'm shocked. Really?
Why?
Raid the Cave.
This is an obvious one. I've always called Raid the Cave a
no,
top
I know,
10
I
episode.
know you really. I remember you really like Raid the Cave, and I was like, why? But Raid the Cave is a good episode. Like, it was a really good start to the season.
Yeah, you can make an argument the Raid the Cave should be slightly lower, but I do think it's a top 10 episode. The sequence of Star casting the all-seeing eye, and then trying to reach into like the plastic of it and talk to Glossaric is, I think, a top 10 sequence of the show.
I think I considered putting it on my list.
Yeah, I mean, I could, yeah, I think it's definitely not a top 5 episode, but, I'm pretty confident in its placement here. I think it's really great. Again, though, like, the beginning of the episode is not as good as the end of it.
Oh, I forgot to put something on my list. Oh my god, why am I like this?
Oh, okay, we'll see.
There might be adjustments. We'll find out.
Well, there might be adjustments. Okay. But yeah, Raid the Cave, the beginning of the second half of season 2, I think is really great. And my number 6 is Face the Music, the other part of the season 2 finale.
Nice. Yep.
I do like this better than Star Crushed. But I mean, they're two parts of a whole. I think they're both really good.
I do want to, spoilers, Face the Music is actually not on my top 10.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
It was one of those, that was actually one of the judgment calls that I made about, like, I really like the song, but the rest of the episode didn't like the end of the episode was incredible, but, and like, you know, the stuff with, like, whatever his name was, Ruberio, whatever. Yeah. That was like really good, but like it really was. I didn't really like it that much until like the end.
I think, I think this episode doesn't have as strong of a standout moment. I think the song stuff is really incredible, and I really love it personally. But I also just think the rest of the episode is very strong. It's not like incredible, but there's no parts of this episode that I thought were like, eh. Like, I think it's strong completely throughout. And there's no Oscar moment. Like, I think it's great throughout, and the song sequence I think is really, really great. So, I mean, I'm open to Star Crushed being above it, but I think they're generally in the same tier of a top 10, but not top 5 episode for me.
That's fair. I would probably put it like I could like again. I have rearrangement.
Yeah,
but
rearrangement. Yeah. So okay, so let's get into your 5 and 4, your top 5 but not top 3 episodes.
Okay. So I don't know how, like, we're gonna have a tie. Dylan's gonna yell. It's fine.
No ties. No ties.
No, it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what was originally on the list, and I'm just not sure right now where I'm gonna put this episode that I want on the list now, because I forgot. Because I was, like, scrolling on my phone trying to make this list before the podcast, and I forgot this episode. Because I was looking for it. So my my number 5 right now is Baby, which is not shocking, because I love that episode.
Yeah.
And this is one of those episodes where, one, I love Baby anyway, because it was like this terrifying cat, so that's just like right up my alley. And then the end was like incredible. And for like, and, you know, I just said that some of the end, you know, there was, you know, Face the Music, where it was like, yeah, the ending was really good, but like the ending to Baby is like insane. So that like absolutely is like, I love that episode. The episode that I'm like not sure I'm gonna place right now is The Hard Way, which is, you know, Glossaric teaching Ludo. And like, I don't really like Ludo. I'm not his biggest fan, but The Hard Way was really great. And
this is the one you just remembered? Like,
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
This was the one I was thinking about because it was just really good.
Yeah, that's an episode people really like. It's not in my top 10 or honorable mentions, but it would certainly be in the top half of episodes, at least.
Right.
Yeah.
And then my number 4 is Blood Moon Ball, which doesn't.
I'm glad you didn't forget Blood Moon Ball.
I wasn't going to forget the Blood Moon Ball.
I was worried for a second, Delaney, that you were forgetting.
I wasn't going to,
because you said St. Olga's was the best season 1 episode, and I was like, oh my god, Delaney forgot the Blood Moon Ball.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Starco. I don't know. I really like Blood Moon Ball.
Hashtag Starco. Is that your explanation for it being at 4?
Duh, immediately hashtag Starco.
Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, that's the only reason I like Blood Moon Ball. Like, it's a good episode, but like the only reason I care is because it's Starco.
I mean, that's everything, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
And it's like the Starco episode, so.
Yeah. So
it's the original OG.
Yeah, I know 2 of your top 3, but I'm trying to think what your other one is. So that's interesting.
Really? I feel like one of them's really obvious.
One of them's on my list. One of them is the Star Crushed, and then we'll see what the last one is. Maybe I'm just blanking on it.
I feel like you're blanking on my number 1. Yeah.
I don't think it's on my list though, because unless I said it.
Oh my god! If this episode was on your list, I'm gonna jump through the.
Unless I said it and you were being coy about it or something. Okay, my number 5 is Baby as well.
Really? Yeah. I'm so surprised.
I echoed you. Like you've been pushing Baby, but I said I agree. Baby is a top 5 episode. Number 5. Here you go.
So good.
Yeah, the end of Baby is incredible. Like, I think this is the difference between Baby, because I said there's a cutoff between 5 and 6. The difference between Baby and the 6 to 10 is that Baby has an absolutely incredible ending, and it's also just incredible the rest of the episode. There's no bad parts or even just good parts of Baby. Baby is always really good.
And like we have this really weird like one-off character.
Yeah.
It's like she's great.
Yeah, she's really good. Wait, what is it? The word that she says a lot. Interesting. Yeah, there you go. Good. I started doing that at one point, and I was like, "What's that from?" Oh, yeah, it's Star. Okay. But yeah, the sequence with the tree at the end is stunning. And the rest of the episode is also just incredible. Really good Star episode. I think this is the most low-key episode of like the best best low-key episode of Star. Like this isn't like a huge thing. It's not super dramatic, but yeah, I think we're also the 2 highest on Baby in the entire Star.
Like it's just to me, it's this episode. To me, Baby is the episode where I really was like, I mean, I've seen the potential in the show before, but Baby to me is really the episode that cements the potential that the show has. Yeah, and what it's been delivering on in the tail end of season 2.
Yeah, it's all about when it aired, because we get like Raid the Cave, and it's like, okay, this episode is great. Like let's see if the show can keep it up. And then like 2 days later, it had Baby, and it's like, wow, we're here. Like,
yeah, it's like holy crap.
Yeah, I agree. That was the turning point.
And it makes up for like all the Sensei episodes, so it's fine.
I don't know about that, but no, it's okay. No Sensei in my top 10, obviously.
No.
No. Okay, my number 4 is Mr. Candle Cares.
Not shocked. 0%.
This was previously a top 3 episode and has now been relegated to 4. But Mr. Candle Cares is really incredible. Great Starco episode. It has some Tomko in it. It's just really solid thread. It's really funny, really self-referential. Just a really, really excellently made, and it's great to rewatch. It's great all throughout, and love Mr. Candle Cares.
I need to rewatch it because I know you love it, and I'm like, I don't even remember how I felt about it. Granted, I know it's like the first, they actually said Starco on the show, and I know we lost our minds.
Yeah.
So I need to rewatch it, and I would maybe like put it in the top 10. It was in my honorable mentions. It's just not one of the, to me, it's just not like when I think about this show, it's not like, oh, Mr. Candle Cares. I think about it because you love it, but you literally talk about it all the time. But other than that, I'm like, I remember it was a thing that happened.
For a while, I said this was one of the top 2 episodes of the show, and then we started getting some really incredible episodes, but I'd still rank it very highly. I'm open to it being more of a 6 to 10, but, for now, I'll keep it at 4.
Right.
Okay, let's do 3 and 2. We'll see what happens. Maybe there won't be suspense here, but what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Star Crushed.
Okay.
Like, ow, hurt me, done, bye.
Ow, hurt me?
Ow, yes.
Yeah.
Also, the important thing, it's not for me, the thing isn't just in Star Crush, like the end. Like, the Queen Butterfly stuff in Star Crush is like my absolute, like, if we were doing like top 5 like things, like this would be number 1, would be everything that Queen Butterfly does this season. And I would just love her, and in Star Crush she was incredible. So that's the main reason like the top 3 is because it's not even just the ending where it like destroyed me, it's like Queen Butterfly.
Yeah, the one sequence when she goes full Muberty and fights Toffee is really incredible. I actually
think totally butterfly, like it's incredible.
Yeah, total butterfly. I think the best Queen Butterfly stuff is in Face the Music with her journeying into the forest. I would say.
I don't know. Yeah. It was hard for me to like. pick it out.
It's a little hard to separate it. Those two episodes are hard to rank and separate, and they're also the freshest, so they're most likely to change, I think, for us.
That would probably be the most likely where I would just have like Face the Music / Star Crush, because they just run into each other. And honestly, I couldn't remember, like it was all at once, and I just can't. It's hard for me to separate what happened in what episode.
Yeah. Star Crush, certainly a great high inclusion. Okay, what's your 2?
Just Friends, naturally.
Oh, yeah, okay, I forgot. That was the one I forgot about. Yeah. So why is Just Friends as high as number 2?
Because, because Starco, immediately. And then, I don't know, I just really loved it, and it was just, it hurt so good. Also, the ending, Star blowing up the sign, I was like, oh my god. And just everything about it, and just watching Star, watching Marco and Jackie, and then, Star and Marco's, I think Just Friends, obviously, this is the purpose of the episode, but Just Friends really does demonstrate in a very, concise, beautiful way, their friendship, in a nutshell, and I just loved that, and it was really, and especially after a season where we've been waiting for the ball to drop with Starco, it was just, incredible to find, to watch it in this one episode. I just think it was beautifully executed, and, the whole concert sequence is just great.
Yeah. Definitely super satisfying in context of this is exactly what we wanted. The devastating Starco episode.
Finally, hurt me, yes.
No, we were hurt me in the Starco, right in the Starco. That was what we wanted. Okay. I know I think it's clear what your 1 is, but we can do my 3 and 2 first. So my number 3 is Blood Moon Ball. So I think I don't feel strongly about any of my top 3 being in any specific order. I have an order here, but it could change. Blood Moon could be 1. Blood Moon Ball is the original best episode of the show, and it is the sequence. I need to rewatch it, but the sequence of them dancing is just stunning. The Star's speech at the end is stunningly good, and really just overall, this will always be a top 10 episode of Star because it is Blood and Ball, and it is Starco, and it is the best. OG Starco. This will be a good. This is what I assume Delaney's number 1 is. I have Running with Scissors at number 2. This could be 1. I don't feel strongly about this. Could be 3.
I'm trying to figure out what your number 1 is.
It's really, you mentioned it. I just haven't said it yet. It's Running with Scissors is great. It's the sequence when Star comes back and sees older Marco, is just
#Starco.
It's so good, and I don't understand how it is that good, basically. And what's so incredible about this episode is just how far it goes. So it's 1, it's just really, really good, and 2, it's wow, I can't believe they did this, and they're not backing away from it. They went there. Marco's old now, and then Star comes in, and just the moments with Star seeing Marco, and then also the Marco Poo sexual tension, it's all incredible.
It's so good.
Running with Scissors is so good. This is your number 1?
Yep.
Yeah. Why do you love it?
No one would be surprised. Earlier in the season, I would probably just have this in the top 3, but the more and more that I think about Running with Scissors, and I just love, also this is definitely the kind of episode I would is, as a Rick and Morty fan, Star went full Rick and Morty in this episode. And, everything with, the dimensional scissors and Hekapoo and basically everything you said about Star, and in the end where it's the fact that Marco, he's young, but he remembers all of it. And it's oh my God. All of it, it's one of those, I just can't believe they did it. And to me, this is the standout episode from season 2, from season 2, because it's just so incredible. It's so, it's, there isn't a Star episode that's like this. And that's why I love it so much. And it was just, it was really well paced. It was very interesting the whole time. And again, it's the episode, this is Star versus the forces of evil, but Marco can carry an episode, and he carried an episode like this. And it's just incredible. It was just really great. And also it's really funny to have the older Marco and then Star drooling over him. It was just great.
Yeah. Running with Scissors, really, really incredible. Interesting to see how perception of this changes right in a year. Delaney's gotten higher on it. Yeah, I originally remember me being higher than Delaney on this episode, but
Yes.
we reversed here, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, this could be my number one. My actual number one, but I'm not confident. It could be Blood Moon, it could be Running with Scissors, but I have Bon Bon the Birthday Clown at number one.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Bon Bon is, I think there's less of a standout moment in Bon Bon than in Running with Scissors or
It's like
Blood
the
Moon.
journey.
It's just the whole thing. I think Blood Moon is the most flawless episode of Star. Running with Scissors has the incredible high with Star coming in on Marco and Hakupu. Blood Moon Ball has the dancing sequence and Star's speech. Bon Bon does have an incredible ending. It has one of the best fight sequences of the show. I'd say the best. And it has the incredible ending with Star, and with the seeing eye and then the stealing the book and then all of that stuff. But it's just absolutely great throughout the entire episode. It's still the most flawlessly produced episode of the show, with some absolutely incredible animation. And we have some great Jarko sequences. I think Jarko's at its best here, and in Star Crushed. And, or I don't know, maybe that's Face the Music. I think it was Star Crushed. And, we even have, great Jana and Star stuff. Really, Bon Bon is a complete unit. I think it's really, really incredible. It's hard to compare the half-hour episodes to the 15-minute ones, but
Right.
Yeah. Currently, I've got that as one.
Like, I want to bump Bon Bon up, but it's like, they're just so hard to rank. Like,
Yeah.
because honestly, when Star's good, it's good, and it's just so like difficult to like separate like some. At least for me, it's really hard for me to like pick. Like my top 10, honestly, will just move around all the time.
Yeah, this will definitely change. Give us your top 10 and recap again.
So like 1 to 10.
10 to 1. Let's do that.
Okay, 10. Goblin Dogs. Say Olga's Reform School for Wayward Princesses. Friend Enemies. Into the Wand. Bon Bon the Birthday Clown. Baby. Blood Moon Ball. I want to do like Star Crushed / Face the Music. And then Just Friends and Running with Scissors.
Not allowed to put them together.
Bam!
Bad. Not
Fan
decreed.
hammer.
Yeah. I've got 10 Just Friends, 9 Into the Wand, 8 Star Crushed, 7 Raid the Cave, 6 Face the Music, 5 Baby, 4 Mr. Candle Cares, 3 Blood Moon Ball, 2 Running with Scissors, 1 Bon Bon the Birthday Clown. So, what is your top 10? What do you think of our top 10 list? Were we too #Starco biased?
Like, are you going to yell at us? Tell us we're wrong.
What's the Jarko top 5? What's the
What's the
Tomko
Jarko
top
top
5? Yeah,
five?
what's the Tomko?
Or
top 5?
or is it Steve's? What's your top 10 with Jana?
Yeah, what's your top Jana episodes? Yeah, that's Steve's mission now, is to give us the top Jana episodes. I agree. Jana is a potential another roundtable topic. I'll talk about that in a second. And
Jana.
yeah, and yeah, what's your top 10? What do you think of our lists? And yeah, I mean, ranking episodes is an inherently subjective and silly process. You know, it's
Yes.
more about the show as a whole, but it's fun, and I think valid, because these are separate entities worked on by different crews and in different but you know, in animation they're all generally at the same time in different stages of the process. So but yeah, there's our list. Let us know what you think in the comments, YouTube comments, comments on the website overlyanimated.com. Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube if you're listening there, or subscribe to us on iTunes at overlyanimated.com/iTunes, or whatever podcatcher that you're listening. We're going to hopefully continue with more Star podcasts as we go along. Let us know other topics you want us to talk about in the off season here. Here's what I have written down for Star. I have top 10 characters, which I think could be interesting. Like 1 and 2 are obvious, and then it gets hard, I think.
Yes.
Starco podcast. That's every podcast though.
Yeah. It is every podcast.
Jarko podcast. I know, it's very specific 1 or 2 people are pushing that. But it's possible. Tomko podcast, which we'll need Michelle on for sure, I think.
And would please the fandom.
Yeah. And, other topics, maybe a Jana roundtable. I don't know if we can talk
I
about
honestly,
Jana.
I think we should do a Queen Butterfly.
Okay. Yeah. We can do, I'll write that down.
It'll just be me fangirling over her for like 30 minutes, but that's fine.
Yeah. That'll be good. The Magic Council, and we figure out their governmental policies.
Yeah, there we go. Well,
what's the voting structure of the Magic
Yes.
High Commission? Yeah.
we will have a political deconstruction of the Magic High Commission.
We'll compare each of the High Commission to real life political figures. No, JK, we're not doing that, but
No.
no. But
It'd be really funny, but probs not. a good idea.
Romulus is the Trump? No, okay. But yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of mean to Romulus, but
yeah, that is, yeah. But Romulus, he's fine. But so I don't know. So yeah, let us know any other topics you want to see, and consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to all of our patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, Steve, aka frequent commenter Steve, the Jan expert. He will let us know the Jan aspect of this, and yeah, interested to see all of your lists. And yep, that's it. Any last thoughts, Delaney?
Just tell us that we're wrong. Just yell at us. Also, whose list do you agree with more?
Yeah, who's
right?
I mean, our lists are very similar. There's probably like an overlap of over 5 episodes, like 7. I don't know.
I do feel like we have like the episodes. Like there's several episodes that are going to be on like everybody's list.
Yeah, I agree. My read on it is that we're higher on Baby and Raid the Cave than other people.
Right.
I don't
know.
Star
Crush, Face the Music.
Yeah, Bon, Scissors, Blood Moon, everyone has those. Yeah.
So I think it's fair.
Into the Wand, hopefully. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm interested to see where Just Friends ranks on people's. That's interesting. But yeah, so let us know in the comments, and stay with us for more Star Podcasts, Steven Universe Podcasts, and Samurai Jack every new episode. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.